Hello and welcome. Craig Streeter here to discuss a great visual management tool designed to quickly give us a high-level understanding of an organization's cost and revenue streams, originally referred to as a value stream map or a cost flow diagram. Today, most of us think of a value stream map as the material and information flow diagram borrowed from Toyota. This is a useful and valuable tool for that purpose. However, if we want to understand the flows of monetary value, or cost and revenue streams, we need a different tool. A precursor to this financial value stream map is known as a Sankey diagram, originally developed to visualize flows in a steam engine, and later adapted to visualize cost flows. The widths of the streams represent value and can be easily understood by almost anybody, even those of us outside of finance. The value stream map we are looking at today is based on a similar principle, but better represents our organizational cost flows as a circulatory system. So what are we looking at here? As with the Sankey diagram, the width of the streams represents the value of that stream. The top half represents the flows of internal costs. The bottom half represents the external cost streams, such as sales and purchases, along with any additional cash flow needed to cover the internal cost above. It looks complicated, but it's actually pretty simple once we know what we're looking at. So let's break it down, starting with the flows of internal costs in the top half of the map. Starting on the right side, the flows branch into different categories such as materials, labor, utility costs, new product development, etc., and allows us to get a sense of some of the complex financial interdependencies through these various streams and rivulets. The bottom half of the chart represents the flows of financial transactions required to support our operating costs. Here on the left, we have a stream representing the cost of goods sold going to the customer, which generates a revenue stream, a portion of which was spent on raw materials, with the rest going toward the other spending categories. However, in this example, the revenue did not quite cover the monthly operating costs. The balance was met with cash reserves as well as borrowing from financial institutions. Now, wait a minute. Why did the organization borrow money when we can clearly see the revenue stream is larger than the cost of goods sold, which gives us a sense that this company is making a profit? Even in the day and age of near instantaneous electronic transactions, the inflow of money does not flow synchronously with production and shipping. Payments from customers may have been received from previous months. The same can be true for raw material deliveries. In order to keep production going, the thickness or value of the cost stream must be covered with additional accumulators in the form of finished goods, reserve working capital, or various credit institutions. The greater the lead times, market uncertainties, or seasonal fluctuations, the greater the accumulators. Mapping our value streams in this way, any leadership team can easily visualize any variances in the value between the top half and the bottom half of the chart, that is, between spending, operating costs, and sales. Greater understanding of cost flows leads to more informed strategic discussions on where to focus improvement efforts, such as the reduction of supplier or payment lead times, leveling production workflow, or maybe something more obvious, like, why are we spending so much on electricity? As opposed to a profit and loss statement, just about anybody can quickly and easily see details that they may have otherwise failed to grasp. For instance, we can see that in this month, the cost stream entering finished goods inventory was nearly twice that shipped to customers, and we can ask why we seem to be accumulating inventory. Perhaps there is a strategic reason for it, but these are great questions to ask and understand in any business, and these conversations are more likely to take place if the material is presented in a way that our minds can understand. None of these tools are new. The Sankey diagram was invented in 1898, and Karol Adamiecki presented this value stream map in 1924. But both require a little extra effort than simply printing out a profit and loss spreadsheet. This is one way of helping to visualize the monthly value streams of your company, perhaps printed on the standard A3 format. But it is not the only financial visual management tool we can, or even should, be using. Within the walls of finance are some of the brightest minds in the organization, but without the ability to effectively communicate the reality of financial flows to the rest of your organization, your ingenuity is wasted. You may be able to visualize the matrix, the rest of us cannot. By making it simple for non-experts to visualize your organization's financial value streams, operations might just yet look forward to the next monthly budget review, where the entire team has a better understanding of the cost flows, enabling conversations regarding spending, cost, strategy, and problem-solving efforts that actually add value. That wraps up this video. I hope that it sparks some ideas to improve how financial data is presented at your organization. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below or discover more at firstprinciplesleadership.org.